What's up, y'all? Slippy McPicky here. Just kind of doing a follow-up video to a video I did last season. Last season I made a video titled, I believe, Why Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 5 Sucks. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you can guess what that video was about. So this season I wanted to follow it up with a video, Why Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 6 Rocks. Anyway, I guess we're just going to start from the beginning. I know this is really late, but I wanted to do it a little bit later than last season's video, which I did fairly early in the season, just so I could make sure, you know, the season maintained consistency so the video wouldn't feel dated. And thankfully this season has been much better than last season, and also much better than the atrocious Season 13. I think you can already tell by my level that I enjoy this season much more than last season. Last season barely even got to tier 100, barely even completed my battle pass. This season I'm going for all the gold foils, which I think I'm going to be able to get, especially because of the huge buff to creative playtime XP you gain. If you didn't know, you can go into creative, sit there AFK in lobby, and just get a total of 125k XP per day. Because every 15 minutes you get about 25k XP. So, you know, 25k times 5 is 125k. So, that's kind of irrelevant. Well, actually, no, that's not really irrelevant. That's a change I like. Like, yes, it makes getting XP kind of, like, effortlessly easy. The fact that you can go in there and get, like, almost two whole levels every day just for doing nothing. But I kind of like it. It kind of makes the level, you know, level grinding so much more manageable, so much less frustrating. I'm pretty much in Team Rumble just because I want to be. I mean, I really don't have any challenges I have to do, to be honest. I'm just kind of in Rumble because I provided gameplay over the last video, the other video, so might as well do it for this one. Where should we begin? Crafting system, obviously the biggest change to this season. I personally think the crafting system was a excellent idea, especially once they fixed it to where, you know, it costs more to upgrade to a purple, and, you know, costs less to upgrade to a green. As you know, at the beginning of the season, those of you who played at the beginning of the season, it cost, I believe it just cost 4 mechanical parts or primal, or bones for every level, which was kind of unbalanced. Like, the fact that you had to pay 4 parts just to get to a green was a little bit ridiculous, and vice versa, only 4 to get to a purple. So I like that they fixed that early in the season, and just in general, the crafting system I think is a great idea, and I really hope it stays. I hope they expand on it. Like, for example, they unvaulted the tactical shotgun a few weeks back, so we have obviously the mechanical shotgun, or not mechanical shotgun, makeshift shotgun, pump shotgun, primal shotgun, and tac shotgun. You cannot craft the tac shotgun. There's no way to do that. You just have to get them out of chests. I kind of like that, but at the same time, it would be nice if there was an option to craft a tac shotgun. So basically what I mean is give multiple different options for, like, the mechanical crafting. Obviously, there's only one primal version of each weapon, so that works out all fine and dandy. For the mechanicals, you should be able to choose. Like, for example, if next season the crafting is still in, and we had the normal assault rifle and the burst assault rifle, the burst assault, like, if the burst assault rifle got vaulted, it would be nice to be able to choose and not just have to craft the normal one and only be able to get bursts out of chests. That's basically what I mean there. And so crafting system was a great change, and it really, I think it was just a crux. I think it was a big reason why this season was such an improvement, just such an important gameplay change. It was just very innovative for Fortnite. Like, I know, obviously, you know, there's crafting systems in other games, like Minecraft, for example, but it's beyond the point. Yeah, crafting system, great. Map changes. I did not like Salty Towers. I hated Salty Towers last season. They replaced it with Bony Burbs. Bony Burbs, honestly, was better than Salty Springs. At least Chapter 2 Salty Springs. Didn't play in Chapter 1, so I didn't know if Chapter 1 Salty Springs was genuinely better or not. I heard that the loot, you know, the loot is like the same, but the place it was on the map, I've seen, you know, pictures of the old map, and it looked like it was kind of a better place. I've had some people tell me that Salty was way better in Chapter 1 just because of its location on the map. I don't know if that's true or not because I didn't play, but I guess I'll just take their word for it, you know. So I think Bony Burbs is much better than Salty Towers and even better than Salty Springs. Colossal Crops, another new location, replaced Frenzy Farms or the Stark Industry Island back in Season 14, which I did not like that very much. I think Colossal Crops is a better version of Frenzy Farms, and I thought Frenzy Farms was genuinely decent. So that's another great new location. The Spire, never really land there. I've never really been a huge fan of the center location just because of how damn busy it is. But at least it looks cool, and obviously it's going to play a big part in the storyline because the 0 point's trapped in there. Kind of like, you know, how the revealed 0 point did last season, which I've got to say, I personally didn't really like any of the new locations last season. But the sand, the whole sand idea with the 0 point exposed, that was cool. Have to admit, that was cool. Anyway, so map changes, honestly, I would say good for the most part. I can't really think of anywhere where they screwed up. One slightly disappointing thing is that we didn't get one slightly disappointing thing is that we haven't really gotten many map changes throughout the season, but I can forgive that because they've been pushing a lot of other stuff, like other updates. I guess that pushes us into our next point. Wild Weeks, which were introduced a couple weeks ago. The first one, I'm already forgetting. I think the first one was explosives. I think. I know the second one was fire, and the third one has been shockwaves, which I really don't like because it makes the game kind of like too cheesy. Like how you can literally just escape from anything with a shockwave bow. But still really cool. So yeah, Wild Week's good. Hope those stay next season as well. I think they're really cool. They keep the game fresh. Let's talk about the new weapons now. That is, honestly, I could deal with a trash map if we had if we have a genuinely amazing loot pool of weapons that's fun to use, that are balanced. And this season got off to a bit of a rough start. The Primal Shotgun was so broken. Like, easily the most broken weapon I've personally ever played with. I know people back in Chapter 1, the tactical submachine gun was really busted back then. I know the Midas drum gun was, like, really OP in Season 12, but that was a mythic, so it's kind of different. But easily the most OP, like, non-mythic weapon I've ever used in my Fortnite career. Oh, I didn't see there was someone behind him. But in my Fortnite career. So, I'm glad that got nerfed. I have to admit, it was really fun to use back when it was super OP. I kind of leaned on it to get wins, you know, get kills and wins and stuff like that sometimes, but it was still fun. At least it was fun OP. Like, when someone used it against you, it could be frustrating, but at least when you used it, it was genuinely pretty fun. Well, at least in my opinion. If you thought it wasn't fun to use when it was OP, that's perfectly fine. I can definitely see where you're coming from. And see, like for example right there, it can still shred people, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was pre-nerf. Which, you know, it got nerfed, like, I want to say like 3-ish weeks into the season. Maybe even a whole month. Like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe, you know, maybe a month. So Primal Shotgun, I think, was a good addition, even if it was kind of busted at first. All the Primal weapons, in my opinion, except... I don't like the Primal Pistol. I hate that thing. But the Primal Assault Rifle, Primal SMG are really good. The Primal Rifle, Bloom can be a serious issue sometimes, but Bloom is a serious issue for most assault rifles. It's just particularly a little bit worse with the Primal Rifle. But the damage and fire rate more than make up for it. And if you get lucky with that Bloom, this thing is genuinely better than a normal assault rifle. Primal SMG is... I like it more than the normal one, to be honest. The fire rate's nice and good. Not as quick as a P90, but still pretty effective. Damage is solid. And I think it's just a pretty balanced, overall good weapon. What have I not covered in terms of new weapons? The makeshifts... the makeshift shotgun is honestly okay. It's passable. It's passable as an early game weapon. It is certainly, if you know how to use it, it's not that bad. It kind of reminds me of the pump. It's like the pump, but a little faster, but also weaker, and, you know, has a 3-clip. That was a serious issue at the beginning of the season when the makeshift shotgun only had a 2-clip. It was I couldn't use it because of that 2-clip, because my aim's not very good. So I would just miss. I would like miss both shots, have to reload, and just be vulnerable. But yeah, makeshift shotgun, okay. Makeshift submachine gun is literally the tactical SMG, but worse. That's the best way to describe it. Makeshift revolver is the revolver, but worse. That's the best way to describe it. I don't really like it. I personally like the revolver, but the fact that the makeshift one is weaker, and it feels just more awkward to use. Makeshift assault rifle is, like, one of the worst assault rifles that has ever been in Fortnite. I really don't like that thing either. What else? Am I forgetting anything? I know about the recycler. I'm just thinking about, like, makeshift and primals right now. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the recycler. A recycler is, in all reality, not really a good weapon, but it is very fun to use. It's an excellent meme weapon, so I do have to say I like it. Even if it's not that effective, it is at least fun to use and pretty unique. The fact that you just suck up stuff for ammo is really cool. There was even a mythic recycler in for like a couple weeks. They vaulted the mythic when they vaulted the mythic primal. I also like that they've been rotating out different mythics at the Spire, and we even have a we even have, I don't know, it's not a mythic, but down here on this island where the female Oro is, there's just like a freaking legendary scar down there, which is kind of weird. By the way, if you didn't know, you can go down to that island. If you're wearing the Lara Croft skin, when you pick up that legendary scar, you get a gold version of it for free, which is pretty cool. I got that. It looks pretty good. Don't really care for the Lara Croft skin that much, but the gold version is definitely nice. Speaking of skins, the Battle Pass is really good. Not my favorite Chapter 2 Battle Pass. I do still think the Season 12 one is better, but I would honestly say second best Battle Pass of Chapter 2. Much better than last season's might have been the weakest of Chapter 2, to be honest. There were, like, Man Kick and Mandalorian, Full Armor Mandalorian, were pretty decent, but everything else was honestly bad, in my opinion. Especially Predator, that was a really bad secret skin. So yeah, Battle Pass is great. I guess if I had to go through my opinions on each skin, Agent Jonesy is awesome. I especially love his, like, karate style. It looks kind of like Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai, which is really dope because I love Cobra Kai. So that was a huge win for me. Agent Jones is a really solid skin, and all of his styles are at least okay. Even his weakest style, I still think is pretty decent. What's the next skin? I believe Tirana. My least favorite, but not terrible. I think it's just kind of bad, but not terrible. The fact that the worst skin in this Battle Pass is like not abysmal is definitely a good thing. What's next? Tier 40. Cluck, I believe, is next. Cluck, one of the best meme skins that's ever been in the game, and his slurp style is actually good. Not even just for memes, it's actually good. So Cluck, overall, pretty dang good skin. Tier 60. Wait, I think Tier 40 was actually Roz, and Tier 60 was Cluck. So, Roz, the best skin in the Battle Pass, by far. Like, Cluck's a solid meme skin, but Roz is amazing. One of my favorite skins in the game. No cap. One of my favorite skins in the game. Especially his like gray style. I don't know the official name of it, but his gray style is amazing. And so are his foils, especially the chrome runic and the gold runic also looks really good. So yeah, Roz, amazing. Tier 80, Raven, not the biggest Teen Titans fan, but still a pretty solid skin. Definitely had some amazing accessories, like her space eagle glider thing. That is genuinely one of the best gliders in the entire game. And then Spire Assassin, okay, it's pretty decent. Definitely not the best tier 100 I've ever seen, but far from the worst. so I would say decent. And then Neymar Jr., second weakest skin in the Battle Pass, but not god awful. I don't care about soccer, so that's why I really don't care about the skin, because I don't care about soccer. But not as bad as Predator last season, and at least I got a toy out of it, my first ever Fortnite toy thing, soccer ball. So yeah, that could certainly be worse. This freaking Raven has a purple or gold pump, that's why I keep getting, or blue, because blue pump does 100 body now. I kind of keep forgetting that. So used to it doing 90. But what was I saying again? Yeah, I was saying that this is a really good battle pass. And yeah, really good battle pass. Why am I losing my train of thought? I don't script any of my videos, so that's why I kind of stutter over myself and forget what I was saying. So I think I was saying Neymar Jr. was mediocre, but at least I got a soccer ball toy out of it. So overall, Battle Pass really good. The crafting system is amazing. Map changes, while there haven't really been any throughout the season, you know, the whole autumn theme and the couple new locations we did get were really good, except for the Spire, which I think is just okay. I don't really land there, so I guess I can't really judge it that much, but it's fine, I guess. Colossal Crop's really good, though. Bony Burb's really good. Talked about all the weapons. The makeshift weapons are, like, bad. They're bad, but they're purposeful. The bows! I forgot to talk about the bows. I love the bows. I think they were the best weapon addition this season. Even better than any of the primals. To be fair, the Shockwave bow was kind of broken. It's, like, actually busted with how overpowered it can be. You can pretty much just get yourself out of any situation if you're smart enough with it. But it's still cool. The flame bow can also be, especially if you know your opponent is building mostly out of wood. That thing can be really strong. So can the explosive. The stink bow is kind of bad, though. It's actually really bad, to be fully honest with you. Well, not really bad, because it still does, like, decent damage, but the mechanicals are better than the primals, and stink bows and primals, so it's just easily the worst out of the purple ones. And it's honestly kind of worse than a blue mechanical, because that can still, I believe that can still insta-kill headshot. Because, you know, the bows were basically a replacement for sniper rifles, which I think is kind of cool. It's kind of refreshing not to see sniper rifles. You know, it's a lot better to get, like, a bow out of a chest first, like out of your first chest, than it was to get a sniper rifle. Oh god. So yeah, infantry rifle. It got unvaulted a couple weeks ago with the TAC. Not my least favorite AR, but it's not really good either. What else is there really to talk about? I talked about the battle pass, I talked about the weapons, I talked about the crafting, I talked about the map. Talked about the wild weeks. I'm not going to talk about the storyline, because that really, like, the storyline could be absolutely god tier, but if the game is bad, you know, if the gameplay is bad that season, then I don't care if the story's really good. And kind of well, actually, not really vice versa. I don't care if the story is god awful if the gameplay is really good. So I think that about wraps this up. You know, not really a ton I had to talk about. I just kind of talked about the basics. You know, could probably go more in depth on some things if I really wanted, but not really that kind of guy, at least not right now. I'm not. So yeah, this has been basically me talking about why I personally think Season 16 is a huge step up from last season and is probably second best season of Chapter 2. Honestly, even rivals Season 12, which was my first ever full season, and obviously holds a little bit of an edge because of nostalgia, but still, a worthy rival, a really good season, and I've got my fingers crossed that they can build on what they've, you know, already established this season in Season 17. So let's hope next season is good. This has been Slippy McPicky, signing off.